actually an admin on a Facebook group. I have a post reported to me by several users. The individual happened to say, well, that's just how I feel. I don't censor myself and it's my freedom of speech. And I thought, really? When you are in a privately held, closed online community with its own rules, you don't have any freedom of speech, pal.
Shut the f up!
Argument. Freedom of speech is not free.
I'm sorry, what?
I found myself in a conversation with my son, the big man. You've seen him on the channel a few times. Regarding some YouTuber who made some comments that were kind of controversial, saw a backlash from his subscribers and viewers. In interest of full disclosure, I've never even heard of this guy. As I'm sitting here talking to you right now, I can't even remember what the heck his name was. Never seen his channel, couldn't care less. Leave
Insert name.
alone. Leave him alone. Kudos to him for having 3 million subscribers, but I guess he's got about 400,000 less now because of the comments that he made. Makes me stop and realize there is a serious disconnect in my country between what people think the phrase freedom of speech means and what it actually is. And furthermore, what it's not.
How dare you!
Let me take a moment right now, and if you are new, welcome. Thanks for stopping over, and let me invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think of this kind of topic. Now, if you do a Google search for the phrase freedom of speech, you're going to get kind of a generalized definition. That definition is going to say the right to express any opinions without censorship or restraint. That's a pretty broad statement, and for the purposes of this conversation, I got to drill down just specifically to the United States because that's really the scope of my experience. The Constitution of the United States doesn't actually have a heck of a lot to say on the subject of freedom of speech itself. Article 1 contains a wonderful little phrase that says, Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. As with many things in our Constitution, that's a bit vague.
Some things I don't understand.
With the addition of the Bill of Rights and with about 200 years worth of Supreme Court cases, there have been little refinements in the definitions of freedom of speech every couple decades. That's just a quick background. So let me get to where we are now and discuss the two biggest problems with the concept of freedom of speech as it exists today. The common understanding of freedom of speech is that I have the right to say whatever I want, to whoever I want, whenever I want. I'm in charge here! Generally speaking, that's pretty much true. There are some clearly established limits. I can be held liable and accountable if I threaten you.
I said I'm going to kick his ass.
I can potentially be held liable and accountable if my speech can be directly attributed to someone being harmed, i.e., you can't yell fire in a movie theater. If someone were to become injured in the ensuing chaos, you would be liable for that speech. But for the most part, when I am out here in the great wide world, I have the right to express my opinion. I might be wrong. I could be dead wrong. I could have a whole bunch of people tell me I'm wrong.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
But at the end of the day, you can't stop me from saying it. Conversely, I can't stop you from saying anything stupid. I can tell you you're wrong, and I can disagree with you, and I can try to make counter-arguments. Frankly, we can call each other names all day long. Welcome to America in 2017.
America, you have a right to be stupid.
But let me stay on task here. There seems to be this expectation from people on both sides that they are immune to criticism. Like, no, you can't say that to me. You're not allowed to criticize me. That's not fair and it hurts my feelings.
Why are you so mean?
I'm here to tell you that both sides of the political spectrum are just as guilty of whining like little bratty babies whenever somebody criticizes them. Oh no, you can't say that about me. Yeah, actually, we can. I really have a hard time understanding how people can just assume that they're protected from criticism. You're not. Neither am I. You may not like being criticized. You may feel hurt. You may feel insulted or abused. But in most cases, that's just too bad. Because that other individual has the right to say those things to you, as long as they're not harming you and as long as they're not causing actual harm. And there again is the reason that we have these wonderful things called courts to hash those things out. Well, that's the front side of the thing. What about the back half? Just as much as you have folks that feel that they're somehow immune to criticism from others, there's also a bit of a misunderstanding on the part of the individual who's doing the speaking. Too often what I see is that folks that are expressing their right to speak also seem to think that they are immune from any consequences whatsoever for the things they say.
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I go stand outside in the public square and hold up a sign and yell at the top of my lungs for something I believe in. People around me may be offended by that, but that's okay. I am protected from anyone physically assaulting me. My rights cannot be abridged in that space. But a lot of these folks seem to think that they're also protected when they're dealing in privately owned situations like websites or stores. Individual businesses, individual companies, individual websites can put up whatever rules they want for you to be able to participate.
As you guys know, I got banned on Facebook.
Facebook. You cannot post explicit images. That's not your right. You are in a private space and there are rules you have to follow. Call out the rest of them. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, they've all got their own sets of standards that you have to abide by in order for you to exercise your speech. There's limits. Go one step further than that. There are an awful lot of people that are in positions of wealth and power that seem to think that they are immune from market forces if they express an opinion that the public does not like or agree with.
Not a big deal, I'm selling ties, and I just got cut from Macy's.
Turn that back to the YouTuber that my son told me about today. People who may like this guy and people who may agree with his positions, they're gonna cry foul over subscribers leaving in droves. Or take it out into the physical world. If you are a CEO or the owner of a business and you put up a sign in your front window that offends or attacks an individual class of people, race of people, group of people, you're not immune from any potential backlash, i.e. loss of businesses when people stop buying things from you.
The owner proudly admitted to the slurs and was fed up with black people. American Dairy Queen Corporation apologizes in a statement for what it calls the inappropriate actions of this franchisee. I
don't have to buy your crap if I think that you're full of it and that you are not a person worthy of my business. You're not guaranteed business. To your freedom of speech, by all means, say whatever the hell you want. I need to get out and get some air on this one. Incidentally, I am just about 15 miles or so due east of Rochester, New York. I'm
Holy shit, where are we?
in Ontario, and I'm actually up along the Lake Ontario shore, and this is the Bear Creek Harbor Memorial Park. So back to this idea of freedom of speech. Part of the grand bargain of our society, coming together and being a nation that is built on the principles of freedom, means that we have to be prepared for others to disagree with us. Far side of this here lake, right on the other side of that horizon, is the nation of Canada. Right there, due north. I don't know what it is, the difference between Canadians and Americans, but generally, they don't have as many of these arguments about what you can and can't, or frankly, what you should and shouldn't say to other people.
Oh, hello, America. It's us, Canada. I think I speak for all Canadians when I say, what the fuck?
At the end of the day, you have to be responsible for and accountable to yourself. You are an individual that does not value the freedoms and rights of others. Well, that's your right. That's you, and that's who you are.
You're being a horrible person right now.
You are someone that is extremely sensitive to criticism. I got bad news for you. Many a time have I looked my own children in the eye said, suck it up, Buttercup.
Check it out, Buttercup.
Be mad all you want, but at the end of the day, you being mad does not create a situation where I have to stop talking. It goes back to what I said a minute ago about a grand bargain. Make these choices to interact with each other more worth our time to find ways to put up with each other. So what do you think?
Nobody cares! And you need to shut up!
Have you been in a situation where you've spoken your mind and had some consequences come back on you? Have you exacted consequences on someone that's spoken a way you disagreed with? I would love to continue this discussion down in the comments section with you. I hope that you found the topic interesting today. And once again, if you're just seeing me for the first time, I'd love to have you subscribe and come along with the channel. Like, comment, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. For now, thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the road.